In this video we'll look at the lookup features of the grid component. So we'll start out by creating a simple grid, and I'll choose the customer table again to keep it simple, and I'll make it an editable grid and do a live preview. You can see right now there are no lookup fields, so let's go back now and make customer ID into a lookup field. So we'll go back there and make that a lookup field, and we'll define the lookup, and we'll choose a grid that we previously created as the data source for the lookup window. So we'll choose their customer lookup, and then we'll define how data maps from the lookup window back into the record that you're currently editing. So we'll say that customer ID maps to customer ID, and that first name maps to first name, and that last name maps to last name. Save it away and go back to live preview. So you can see now here's our grid. If I go ahead there and pop up the lookup window, you can see there's the lookup window for that record. I'll pop it up again, and you can see it pops up really quickly because it's just doing an AJAX callback. And if I make a selection from the lookup window, it'll replace the data that's currently there because of the field mapping I defined. So right now it says Jerry Mesner. If I go there and choose that first record, you can see Jerry Mesner is replaced with Michael Graham. So let's cancel those changes, and now let's go back now and point out that the lookup grid itself is just a regular grid. It can have all the features of a grid, so it can be editable. As you can see right now, we've turned that into an editable grid, and it in turn can have a lookup. So you can see now we've opened a lookup on a lookup, so there's no limit to the number of levels of nesting of lookup windows. So it's a very powerful implementation of AJAX windows. So let's close that down, let's cancel that, let's close this down, and now let's go take a look at another of the very powerful lookup features called filtered lookups. So right now you can see here when I open up this lookup, the data is showing all of the records in the customer table. So now let's go back and filter it so that it only shows the records for the state value in the current record. So I just go back to design mode and go to my lookup definition, and I'll say that it has a dynamic filter. And let's go ahead now and define the dynamic filter, and that's going to be that the state is equal to the value in the state from the record that I'm currently editing. So now let's go ahead here and preview. So you can see now that the state here is Ohio. So when I open up the lookup window, I only get to see data from Ohio. This state is New Hampshire. So let's open up the lookup window, and there's data from New Hampshire. Now let's go to, say, Massachusetts and open up the window. So dynamic lookup windows, you can see, allow you to filter the records that are shown in the lookup window when the user pops it up based on previously entered data in the current record.